Welcome to Adventures of a Wallflower, JD Morgan, and I am your host, JD Morgan. This episode is aptly titled Meaning Behind a Name. So, welcome to those listening. This is episode 2, and we'll be discussing the name of my podcast and also the name of my book in the first segment. Right, let's begin. Adventures of a Wallflower. The dictionary meaning of a wallflower, first meaning, is a southern European plant with fragrant yellow, orange red, dark red, or brown flowers that bloom in early spring. Second meaning is a wallflower is someone with an introverted or shy personality type, or in more extreme cases, social anxiety, will attend parties and social gatherings. In this instance, I would not consider myself a shy person. I can't say that in the early days I was very shy, but I've just realized that I'm just an introvert and I'm quiet. I like to listen more, then eventually form my opinion. And Adventures of a Wallflower is basically about the journey and experiences of an introverted person, being myself. I'd have gotten myself in plenty of exciting adventures, things that you wouldn't suspect someone like me to be in. And that has also shaped the personality that I have and the character that I have now become. And this message is brought to you by Kizzy, also known as cornbread. My dear friend promised me cornbread over an year ago, and she's yet to fulfill that promise. If you know Kizzy, you could kindly give her a nudge and says, "Hey, Judy is still waiting on his cornbread. And it's Christmas. It's a time to share. It's a time to be merry. So please, and thank you." Right. So it's the year 2024, February 2nd to be precise. You receive an email that your book has been published. You're elated, you're surprised, and you're like, you have so much things to do right now. You got to market it. You got to let people know that you've released a book. And you're like, JD, you released a book. Took me 5 years to release the book, The Silent Love. That was a great accomplishment. Something I've never really dreamt of, but it just started with pen to paper, and this book was born, right? So let's begin. Meaning behind the name, The Silent Love, right? So let's begin by saying I was fascinated with sunflowers, right? That's initially what this book was going to be called, something to do with sunflowers. I like the way that the young heads would track the sun across the sky and adjust themselves based on its position. And as with all things flowers, I researched what that meaning behind a sunflower is. I came across a website, Chinese website, that states that sunflower represents silent love. And now you could completely understand why that name fits so perfect, right? So this draft name for the book was actually Silent Sunflower. But I'll basically be like repeating myself. Doesn't make sense. It'll be like silent love. Makes no sense, right? So I narrowed it down to The Silent Love, and the subtitle, a collection of thoughts and imagery conveyed through words, which was just a placeholder, the subtitle, and it eventually just became the, official name. So back to the silent love. And if you've seen the cover page rather the book design, I'm trying to search for the book right now just to remind myself what is actually on the cover. Right. You see moon, skies, and two heads back, of the heads back against each other in a reflective state. Right. But being a stargazer and a sun chaser, a bit of a, daydreamer as well. That's the reason why I'm writing poetry and all this stuff. Yes. So it became fitting to, use that, as that shows my love for the sun and its radiance, and also the love for the moon as well. Right? And then there is in the name as well. If I'm to be honest, and to be honest, I really being honest, if I like somebody or anything really, but if I have attraction, especially to a lovely lady, my eyes tend to follow her around all over. So it's like my eyes are watching loudly. You could see facial expression. I might not be saying anything. And, that jives in well with the sunflower, watching the sun move across the sky. I come alive when you're walking. Come alive when you enter the room. No introduction. Thank you. I discovered a song today called True, by an artist called Camus, spelled Keuuu. Right. A fun bit about my book. Did you know that some poems are not only beautiful and thought-provoking, but also contain hidden puzzles and references to other poems? These puzzles can take the form of certain words that can be interpreted as a name or a particular sequence of letters from the text that can spell a name. Moreover, some lines in a poem can directly refer to another poem, creating a sort of connect the dots effect that adds another layer of depth and richness to the reading experience. Be sure to get your copy of The Silent Love, a collection of thoughts and imagery conveyed through words, at Wallflower Press Bookstore, Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, Everand, and other major online bookstores worldwide. Additionally, my book is available ebook format, paperback, and hardcover. And for those located in Trinidad and Tobago, the paperback is available at Scribbles and Quills in Chaguanas and the Barrow Bookstore in Couva. And for my other socials, you can check out my website at www.jd-morgan.com and Instagram page with handle j.d.morgan _writes. As well as on Facebook, you could search for the profile j.d.morgan. And I am also on TikTok as j.d.morgan_writes. And if you've read my book, kindly go to Goodreads and search for my author name or the book itself and give a review, a very honest review. Thank you. And thank you for joining in on Adventures of a Wallflower. See you next week for episode 3.